Welcome to Dungeon Port Studios. This is Captain, and we're going to continue playing C14 Dating. Now, I think in the previous video, I mentioned how I had to replay through this one section, and we'll finally catch up to that, up to where I got up to this time. I messed up so many times last time trying to record. It's not funny, but I'm gonna stop talking, and I'm just gonna go on, okay? Great, and wait, seriously, how did I end up here? I skidded to a halt to get a better idea of my location. My morning jog had been extended way longer than I'd intended. Oh, I'll try this off-road, I said. I won't get lost, I said. The hoodie around my waist had gotten loose and I retied the sleeves while I walked briskly along the street. I was definitely high up. Beside me was a steep slope, and I knew the cave was located somewhere below. Oh my goodness. It's already past 8. I should have found my way back like 20 minutes ago. Ooh, I hate being late. Always so nervous people are gonna look at you and stuff, and people are gonna judge you. I sauntered closer to the slope and peered down, wondering if I could find a shortcut. No way. That's the cave down there. It was unmistakable. There was a protruding shed half hidden in the rock, and I could see the worn path. I did not see any trail that descended down, not without weaving through the bushes and trees anyways. If I backtracked, I would be horribly late. What to do? Okay, here are options. Just go for it. There's no other option than to hurl yourself down the slope, or something. Have you ever acted rationally? You're not starting now. It sounds like we're not getting a choice in the matter, huh? Just what we say. I don't think choosing any of these will really change the story, at least not too much. I don't see why it would. But it would be weird if it did, but we're not gonna find out. We're just gonna go with this one. I really didn't have a choice in the matter, did I? I took one precise step to secure my footing before launching myself, then half slipped, half ran down the slope. Oh no! We're gonna get all banged up, aren't we? Narrowly dodging trees, I stumbled and ended up bursting through a thicket of bushes. Do all these bushes have thorns? What is this? I shielded my face as I ducked under the lower branches. As the walkway came into view, I grabbed a tree trunk to stop my momentum, huffing and puffing heavily for my detour. Oh no. That's one way to start the day, huh? Shoji watched me stagger into the wet screening room, all scratched with leaves stuck to me everywhere. Melissa, are you okay? I lowered one hand to a bent knee as I caught my breath. Straightening up, I mustered a weak smile while I wiped the front of my shirt. Yeah, the sandbag relic switch didn't work out, and I got chased by a boulder on the way down. Maybe you should consider another career outside of archaeology, Lord Derek. Yep. I chuckled inside my hoodie, throwing it on while I walked over to the stack of buckets. Shoji promptly offered the bucket he was carrying, which already had all of the tools and knee pads stuffed inside. Oh, that's sweet of him. Are you sure? I'm positive. Think of it as a reward for surviving the level. Aww. His gesture of kindness was sweet, and it did spare me a few minutes of scrambling to get everything organized. Merci, I'll return the favor somehow. He bashfully glanced away as he picked up a new bucket. Oh, he's cute. I think he's becoming maybe I like him more than DeAndre, and I thought I liked him a lot. But we'll see. You already did when you helped me out with the tooth at the lab before. I guess we did. Oh, right. So, thank you for that. Oh. When I climbed down the last ladder, I was surprised to find the excavation spot deserted. Oh, right. Kylie's at the lab. I guess have to switch it every so often, right? Only took a quick survey to see that he was nearly done with his first 25 centimeter intervals. He clearly works fast. I wonder if he'll pick up speed. Girl, he's had so much experience with this, I don't think we're gonna catch up to him very easily. The catchy tunes of jazz played through my earbuds while I concentrated on excavating. I wiped the sweat off my forehead, wondering why I was baking in a chilly place. Eyeing the two heat lamps angled toward the square, I was certain they weren't to the cause. Shivering, I rubbed the back of my head and shrugged my shoulders. Wait, you're hot and you're cold? Oh no, that doesn't sound good. It can't be because of the jog. That was hours ago. Was it really? So while has passed, huh? I continued to scrape dirt from under a rock. However, the blade trembled and my movements became shaky. I dropped the tool as dread settled in. Oh no, something is happening. What is going on? I shoved my hands into my pockets, searching for the hard candies I had on me whenever my blood sugar ran low. So instead of just randomly catching a cold or whatever, like what normally happens in most other things, just blood sugar. In this case. I froze when I realized they were empty, and I frantically patted myself down. I always carried emergency rations on me. How could... Oh no. They must have fallen out of my pocket when I slid down the slope. Oh no! And that sounded like a wild ride, so that sounds very plausible. This is bad. Not wasting time, I turned for the exit. My heart rate soared, whether from the hypoglycemia or from the distress, I wasn't sure. I scurried up the ladder with a burst of adrenaline, but by the time I reached the next one, my movements were clumsy. Oh no! What's gonna happen? I took a deep breath and continued, not wanting to slip. Should I alert someone? Who would know English? I think we met a surprising amount of people who knew English. Well, maybe not surprising, but maybe... I'm sure at least someone would have to... Even if they don't speak English, I think they could understand... They'll understand that you're in trouble somehow. My diabetic bag. It would be in a tent. Since I jogged straight to the cave, I skipped breakfast and failed to pick it up, too. I panicked, reflecting on my routine and how important it was to keep it rigid. Now I was paying for it. Oh no. Melissa? A timid voice jolted me out of my inner ramble. I still clung to the ladder. A little more like heavily leaned on it, didn't budge. Oh, at least someone is here. Shoji, you wouldn't happen to have something sweet on you right now? A candy bar or... No, why? Are you hungry? I hoisted myself up another step, my hand clinging to the railing of the catwalk. It was best to be frank before confusion symptoms settled in and it all became difficult to speak. That's the thing? Getting all confused? I don't really... Shoji, don't panic, but I'm feeling low. I'm type 1 diabetic and I need sugar now. He glanced at my medical bracelet. I felt guilty scaring him like that. However, he did not get as alarmed as I expected. Or maybe he was better at hiding it. Some people are just better under pressure, even if you don't expect them to be. Should I get you something? No, it's better if I get to the museum before. I trailed off, not wanting to bring up the possibility of seizures or fainting. Seizures? I've never heard anyone who is diabetic say anything about seizures at all. I don't, like, no one's ever brought that up. Fainting, yeah, because I think that's what most people think of when they think of diabetic people getting sick. When their blood sugar is all messed up. And, like, that's the only thing they really talked about in, like, the Babysitters Club books I read when I was younger, because Stacy, one of the characters, was diabetic. However, the dangerous implications lingered, and we both walked down the alley to the exit. By the time I was outside, I started to stagger. Shoji darted an arm out and held me close to him. Oh, sorry. Oh, he's so cute when he blushes. No, it's fine. Though this situation is not cute. No, it wasn't fine, but we had to keep going, and each step felt cumbersome. My body leaned on him heavily, and I forced myself to remain upright the best I could. I'm sorry. I would carry you, but the path is uneven, and I don't want to drop you. Is he even strong enough to pick us up? I wouldn't have pegged him to be strong, but then again, he's wearing a hoodie that covers his arms. But then one time we saw him without his hoodie, I can't remember. We're almost there. Just another step. I didn't know how, but we made it to the kitchen area. Good, finally. While Shoji supported me, I heard DeAndre and Kyler snapping at each other behind the counter. They still don't get along, even though the first time was just a weird misunderstanding, I guess. And also, Kyler's implant almost got smashed, so can't be too, so I think, but I guess they still don't get along. The words were in French, but even I could tell it wasn't friendly banter. Yep. You can tell by their tone of voice. Shoji tried to address the other two repeatedly. Excusez-moi. When it proved futile, Shoji took a step forward, but stopped to steady me. He was torn between getting their attention and leaving me to raid the kitchen. Before I could encourage him to go on, Oh, for Melissa, forgive me. What? What? With both arms, he scooped me up effortlessly. I let out a shrill yelp, which obviously caused quite a sight. Effortlessly, so he's way stronger than he looks. Tyler, DeAndre! I think he's saying something about Melissa is something about hypoglycemia. Glycemia. Uh, something sugar. I'm pretty sure that's sugar. Yeah, just sugar. What? They're all shocked. DeAndre and Kyler exchanged shocked glances. Kyler went to the fridge with a cup in hand. Shoji walked over to the benches and set me down gingerly, his arm not leaving my back. DeAndre tried to rush over, but Kyler barked out something harsh. DeAndre retreated a few steps, his fist clenched tightly. I wonder exactly what Kyler said. Oh. Well, he seems to be handling this well, too. Maybe DeAndre just isn't good in these situations, I don't know. I trembled violently as Kyler knelt down and futilely tried to place the drink in my hand. My fingers quivered, so he held them to prevent further shaking and helped lift the overflowing cup to my lips. Man, he is close. The sweetness of apple juice filled my mouth, and I took tiny sips. Amidst all this, I could hear a worried female voice, followed by Hendrik and Shoji exchanging dialogue in French. I wonder if that is Sherry, or just maybe like some random student that just happened to be nearby. We don't know. It didn't say. No one barraged me with questions while my condition improved. Kyler removed his grip and Shoji inched farther down the bench to give me more space. I licked my lips, then wiped my mouth with an arm as I mumbled behind my knuckles. Merci beaucoup. My amount of gratitude cannot be expressed in just 2 words, but I hope they could sense the heartfelt emotion behind them. How are you feeling? Much better. I admit, it's been a while since I've had an episode like that. What was that exactly? You look as if you're going to pass out right then and there. Don't pester her with questions. She's still recovering. Man, he looks angry. I know we saw him being angry earlier before, but still. This is a bit of a stressful situation. The heck, man? Who died and made Drew boss? DeAndre, just be quiet. The tension dissolved, and the Free looked at me worryingly. I cradled the cup in my lap as I formulated an answer. I'm okay now, honest. What? Okay, here's choices. Oh no, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. It's gonna be hard to choose. Okay, this is where I was at for the farthest I got until I realized I had messed up the recording. So, I do not know what's gonna happen when I pick any of these. Attempt to crack a joke. Ask Shoji to stay. Request for some time alone. Retire to the indoor lab. Retreat to the tent. I don't know, but let's say right there. And I swear that is, and as you can see, this is the first one. So I'm just gonna go to that one. And I haven't chosen anything. I don't know what to choose. And still got some time, so I don't want to just leave it on the cliffhanger. But I have given this some thought. And I think maybe for Shoji to stay. I mean, he's the one that did carry us out here, maybe. I don't know. I don't know what to... There's, like, not really too many right or wrong answers, choices for this one. I think it just could be, like, certain answers would be better for certain people. But I don't know who. But at the same time, I don't know who I like more. These two are obviously top contenders. With Kyler. He's slowly been getting up there too. So let's see. It would make sense for us to go back to our tent to, like, at least rest for a bit, or to just go to indoor lab and be like, yeah, I'm just gonna go inside. The request for some time alone, that is understandable. Attempt to crack a joke. I feel like obviously, no one's gonna find it funny, and it's just gonna make him angry. Especially this one, I think. I can also imagine DeAndre getting angry too. And, I mean, Shoji, he seemed more like, I don't know. But ask Shoji to stay. Maybe. I'm so nervous. But let's do this one. I turned to Shoji, who still appeared shaken from the whole event. Then again, he did support me on the way here. Shoji, is it okay if I ask you to stay longer? DeAndre and Kyler both have cooking duty, and I don't want to be alone. I can do that. Sounds good. Take it easy, Mel. Don't push yourself. Yay! Thanks, guys. Oh, okay. So no one's upset or anything. Well, I mean, they are worried, but I don't think I made anyone angry, which I didn't think I would make anyone angry, unless I chose a joking one. Shoji sat down on the bench, leaving ample distance between us. He averted his eyes as he pressed his pointer fingers together. Whenever his gaze met mine, he hastily looked back down. Oh, it's okay, Shoji. No need to be tense. It's just me. Right. Actually, could you do me a big favor? I'm really sorry to ask you to, since you've done so much already. I don't mind. Could you fetch my diabetic bag from my tent? It's solid green and should be on top of my sleeping bag. Think of it as a reward for completing an escort mission. I wonder what a joke I would have said if I chose that. Oh well, it doesn't matter now. He chortled but stood up and disappeared around the building. I took another sip, careful not to consume too much sugar. Shoji returned, and I placed a cup on the table before I unzipped the bag. I forgot that we needed a bag, too. I took out the glucose meter and Lancet device, then swung my legs around so I faced the table. Although preoccupied for a few minutes, I heard Shoji take deep breaths to calm down. I knew his collected demeanor back at the cave was simply a front. He did well. After adjusting his glasses, he gripped the bench edge with his fingers, one knee bouncing nervously. Once I was finished, I returned the items to my bag. I'm one of those people that also just do that. Though not when I'm just nervous, just like sometimes it just happens. I wanted to apologize again for suddenly picking you up. I was panicking and didn't know what to do. It seemed to have gotten stuff done. You did what you had to do, or it was rather heroic. I don't know. Let's save. I don't know. You did what you had to do, or it was rather heroic. I don't know. This is a tougher one. I'll just do this. Maybe there's a better alternative in the end. It caught the other's attention, right? Don't be so hard on yourself. You are in a difficult predicament. It was suddenly thrust on you, and I doubt you've experienced a similar situation before. No, I've never helped someone who needed medical attention before. I have, but wasn't urgent or anything. An awkward silence followed before he spoke up again. His voice was even softer than before. How serious was it? Would something have happened to you? Would something have happened if you hadn't made it down here in time? Well, let's just say I'm not exaggerating when I say that you basically saved my life. I really, really, really owe you one, Shoji. I can't thank you enough. I did put you on the spot earlier in the cave, so thanks for being brave for me. His face went bright red, and he stammered briefly as he avoided my gaze. I knew if I visibly panicked, it would have made the situation scarier for you. Anyway, I'm glad you're okay. Oh, thanks. Same. I admit I was already a little scared when a yawn interrupted our talk, and I covered my mouth. I'm tired. Maybe it'd be best if you took it easy for the rest of the day. I can inform your teacher if you'd like. She's probably wondering where you are. I guess she wasn't nearby. That wasn't the female voice we heard. She was at the cave? Near the back, helping Chantel. Thanks, Shoji. I'd appreciate it. But he knows Chantel. The first year got up and briskly walked toward the pathway. I buried my head in my hands, feeling guilty that I relied on Shoji this heavily. He was at least 2 years younger than me, I surmised anyway. Oh. Took it all in without complaint. Talk about reliable. Yep. There you are. Sorry about not finding you. I needed to get my glucose levels back to normal first. No, I understand. Do you know what caused it? I didn't see you at breakfast. I got lost. Not only did I jog longer than I intended, but I also skipped a meal. That's not good. I always skip breakfast just because I just don't like breakfast food. This made me sound more and more irresponsible as I went on. And I lost my emergency candy. Please don't fail me. I wouldn't deduct marks for this. Melissa, I think you should get some rest. Let's focus on getting your meal schedule back on track. Yep, Right. However, I'd like to talk to you about this later. Oh no, are we gonna be sent back home? I don't think we are, but still, that would be a bit of a twist. My shoulders pricked, and I could only stammer in agreement. What will she bring up anyway? I hope it's not about monitoring me. Are we gonna get like, I wouldn't say assistant, but are we gonna get paired up with someone? Oh, I have have to find a new find excavate. I think after all that, it's best to just stop right there. I mean, that was pretty intense, wasn't it? But thanks. I wonder what would happen if I chose the other one, but too late now. I already saved over the first time. And I feel like either way, it wouldn't be too bad. I don't know how he would take it if I said something about being heroic. But anyways, that's good for today. And now, for the rest of it, as long as I don't mess anything up anymore, the rest should be me experiencing everything for the first time. I'm sorry, but I also want to let you guys see this, because, I mean, interesting, right? Well, thanks for watching. This is Kaepernick signing off. Bye-bye!